dealing with a bunch of different books from talking about that Esau. They made one series called Esau is Not the White Man. I don't know what drug they're on. I don't know if they're doing LSD. I don't know if they're black robots. I don't know if they were set up. But you got to be out of your damn mind if you can't see that the white man is Esau, right? It said he's going to be revealed in the last days. We're going to find out who the devil is, all right? We're going to find out where he is located in the Bible, which is the Edomites, Esau. So we're in that time now. We're in the time of the end. You mean to tell me we have no idea? We got to scratch I wonder who Esau is. Anyway, let's go right to the scriptures. Give me the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, and start at the 19th verse, and we're going to read down.
Genesis 25 and 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padanaram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
So it's obvious by what the brother's reading that there were twins in her womb, in Rebekah's womb. Now let's get an understanding. Isaac and Rebekah were so-called black people. Adam was a so-called black person. The people at the time that were reading were so-called black people. So it was normal when you saw a person, a normal-looking person, look like a dark skin or a lighter skin brown person with woolly hair. Now if you saw somebody that had doggy stringy hair and whitish reddish skin, the reason why I said whitish reddish skin, because the so-called white man is really not white, he's translucent. And the reason why they call this baby Esau red is because that blood which we all have showed forth through his translucent skin. So they said he looked red, which he really wasn't red. He was pale or translucent or white. Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus?
Why was there a struggle? Because as you read on, it's going to say 2 nations were in thy womb. What does it mean by 2 nations? These are twins, 2 babies being developed in Rebekah's womb. Why was there a struggle? And why did it say that there was 2 nations in thy womb? Because out of those 2 children were going to be 2 different nations, 2 different types of people, 2 different types of spirits. Go ahead.
And she said, and she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Now you can't go to 2 people and say, well, that's a nation and that's another nation. What did it mean? Because you got to break it down to Jake, our people, because it's stupid. I'm going to just tell it like it is. They're stupid. You got to break it down to them. You got to bring it down to a school grade, kindergarten level. What did it mean that there were 2 different nations? Meaning out of those 2 kids were going to be 2 separate nations. Their children were going to become 2 families, and those 2 families were going to become 2 tribes, and those 2 tribes was going to become 2 nations, and those 2 nations were going to become 2 great nations. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people.
2 different types of people. Go ahead.
Shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Now as you read down, you're going to find out that Esau was the eldest son. And the prophecy was the elder shall serve the younger. Now the fulfillment of that prophecy is during the time of King David, when Esau was under the children of Israel. The children of Israel, which is the sons of Jacob. But there's another part of that prophecy. Esau was going to go into slavery under us again. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
Yeah, when 9 months were up, go ahead.
behold, there were twins in her womb.
They were not identical twins. Go ahead.
And the first came out red.
And the first came out red. The word there is red. So when that first baby came out, the elder boy, they saw a red baby. All right? Go ahead.
And the first came out red all over.
Meaning his knees were red, his ankles were red, his toes were red, his forehead was red, his cheeks were red, his hands were red, his shoulders were red, his back was red. He didn't have red spots, like a red spot on it. He was red from head to toe. Go ahead.
And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Now, it didn't say that he came out red and hairy. It didn't say that he came out hairy. It said he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Now, why did they make this statement? Give me the book of Exodus 25, verses 1 to 5. Why did they say the first came out red all over like a hairy garment? What it should have said was all over like a red hairy garment. Because back then they didn't have Sims. They didn't have Walmart where they can go to the store and buy clothes. They had to make their own clothes. And where did they make their clothes from? Animal skins. Go ahead.
Exodus 25 and 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto the children of Israel. Go ahead.
That they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart. You shall take my offering. And this is the offering which you shall take of them: gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat's hair.
And goat's hair. Go ahead.
And ram skins.
And ram skins. Go ahead.
Dyed red.
Dyed red. Read that again from the top.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart. You shall take my offering. And this is the offering which you shall take of them: gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet.
Because clothing, garments were like commodities, man. You had a nice garment. The person said, look, I'll give you my daughter for that garment, man. I'll give you part of my land for that garment. That's a bad garment. Go ahead.
And blue and purple and scarlet, and fine linen and goat's hair, and rams.
So why did it say goat's hair? Because they took the goat skin and the goat's hair and they made garments out of it. Go ahead.
And ram skins.
And ram skins. Why did they use ram skins? To make garments out of it, to make coats out of it. Go ahead.
Dyed red.
Dyed red. That's why they said the first came out red all over like a red hairy garment. That's how it should have said. That's what it should have said. Red. And it wasn't just, you show like a red heifer. Well, they took that red heifer, but it wasn't red enough. So they dyed it and made it even redder. All right, is there more to that? What verse you in?
Verse 5. And ram skin dyed red, and badger skin, and shittim wood. Oil for the light, spices for it, anointing oil, and for sweet incense.
Right, now let's go from there to the book of Exodus 35, verse 21 to 26.
Exodus 35 and 21?
Right.
Exodus chapter 35. Verse 21. And they came, every one whose heart stirred him up, and every one whom his spirit made willing. And they brought the Lord's offering to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation, and for all his service, and for the holy garments. And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings and rings and tablets, all jewels of gold. And every man that offered an offering of gold unto the Lord. And every man